Two-year-old Colts and Geldings on the track for the first of two non-wagering baby races. Field of 7, 1 Fireball Falcon. Dick Brooks, the owner. Greg Grismore, the driver. 2 is Fun Time Big Guy, owned by FTF Inc. Driver changed to Todd Jones. The 3 is Howie Highlight, owned by Highlight Stable. Riddenauer and Selhurst. Brad Miller. Number 4 is Meadowland Tough Ted, owned by Hoover and Metters. Jamie Dunlap. 5, Elite Soul Man, owned by Scarberry and Owings. Earl Owings up. The 6 is Hey Lover Boy, owned by James Hopler Sr., Jeff Foud. And the 7 is Bo Cam Rock, owned by Jennifer Brown with Dave Hawk. And they're off. Fireball Falcon from the inside is going out for the lead. Bo Cam Rock is forwardly placed from the outside. Elite Soul Man comes away in third. It's a gap of 2 more to Fun Time Big Guy. Hey Lover Boy is next, and a gap of 10 lengths back to Meadowland Tough Ted. Field of 6 makes their way to head stretch, and on an open lead, it's the 1 Fireball Falcon. Fireball Falcon leads it by 3 lengths past the opening quarter. Pretty swift for this bunch, 28-3, passing the stands for the first time. This is son of Falcon Almahurst, Fireball Falcon, and Greg Grismore trying to throttle down his speed. He leads it by 3. With a rush, here comes Hey Lover Boy on the outside into second. Bo Cam Rock draws a closer third. Then it's 3.5 lengths back to Elite Soul Man, Fun Time Big Guy, and Meadowland Tough Ted. They're over to halftime and sweeping to the front. It's Jeff Foud and Hey Lover Boy opening up by 2. Fireball Falcon is urged along to re-rally in second, followed by Bo Cam Rock in third. The half, 57-4. Along the rail, racing in fourth position is Elite Soul Man, followed by Fun Time Big Guy, and then it's Meadowland Tough Ted, and Meadowland Tough Ted starts to pick it up from the back of the pack. He's got 7 to make up and is gaining ground rather rapidly. 5/16 of a mile remaining as they head for the far turn, and it's Hey Lover Boy leading just over a length. Fireball Falcon right in behind second. Bo Cam Rock is first over, gaining ground, giving cover to Meadowland Tough Ted, who's now only 2 off the lead. Then it's Elite Soul Man. And they're at the 3/4, 1:29-1 as the pace starts to slow up a bit. And Dave Hawk and Bo Cam Rock power in the lead at head stretch. It's Bo Cam Rock opening up by 2.5 lengths. Meadowland Tough Ted is closing in, followed by a weary Hey Lover Boy. But coming in the final yards, it's all Bo Cam Rock. He's pacing strong as they come under the line, mile in 1:57. Strong last quarter by the 7 Bo Cam Rock, beating out the 4 Meadowland Tough Ted and the 6 Hey Lover Boy. Here's Bo Cam Rock. Very impressive win here, coming from off the pace to score in 1:57 last quarter in sub 28 seconds. Very impressive. It's a Cam's Card Shark Colt out of Another Excuse by No Nuke, sung by Jennifer Brown, trained by Brian Brown, and driven by Dave Hawk. There's your field for tonight's second non-wagering event. 2-year-old Colts and Geldings. The 1 is Meadowland Shuffle, owned by Eldon and Marianne Combs, Eric Tharps. 2 is Celebrity Stocks, owned by Celebrity Farms, with Chip Noble. 3 is Come On VC Song, owned by Jerry Summers with Jamie Dunlap. The 4 is Crown Time Connect, owned by Esther Crownover with Earl Owings. 5 is Hoyt Highlight, owned by Brown, Ridenour, Henkel, and Highlight Stable. Brett Miller is up. The 6 horse is DS Noble, owned by Walter Miller with Dave Hawk. The 7 horse is New York Mats, owned by Dick Brooks with Greg Grismore. They're lined up in the backstretch for tonight's second non-wagering event. And they're sent on their way. Meadowland Shuffle left with the top flight, as did Hoyt Highlight from between horses. Pacing up from 3 wide is New York Mats. Then we come down to the rail. Celebrity Stocks, who comes away in 4th. Then it's a span of 3 more to DS Noble, and the same margin back to the trailer. Crown Time Connect as they move to head stretch for the first time. Meadowland Shuffle from the inside is driving through to put New York Mats in the pocket. Then it's a gap of 2 more to Hoyt Highlight, Celebrity Stocks, DS Noble, and Crown Time Connect. They're single file to the quarter in a reasonable 30-1 as they come past the stands for the first time. And Eric Tharps and Meadowland Shuffle are leading the way. It's 3. New York Mats is second, 2.5 back to Hoyt Highlight in third. Then we come to Celebrity Stocks, DS Noble, and Crown Time Connect is about 15 lengths off the pace. That pace continues to be set by Meadowland Shuffle as they round the clubhouse turn. It's Meadowland Shuffle by 2 lengths. New York Mats just in behind races in second, followed by Hoyt Highlights, Celebrity Stocks, DS Noble, and 2 back to Crown Time Connect. They're off a half in 101 flat, racing down the backstretch. Meadowland Shuffle maintains an open lead. It's 2.5 lengths. Taking up the chase first over is Hoyt Highlight, who comes into second, as New York Mats drops back at the rail in third. Outside Celebrity Stocks is left uncovered in fourth, then another 2 farther back to DS Noble, and about 6 lengths back to Crown Time Connect, and that one is having a bit of trouble keeping up. They pass the 3/4 in 1:31-4. Top Flight is bunching up as they turn for home now. Meadowland Shuffle has a very narrow lead over Hoyt Highlight on the outside. Second over is Celebrity Stocks on the outside third, followed by New York Mats at the rail in fourth, and racing in fifth as they turn for home is DS Noble. Driving through the stretch, taking over the lead. It's Brad Miller and Hoyt Highlight. Here comes Celebrity Stocks on the outside, pacing strong. Hoyt Highlight and Celebrity Stocks just getting up. Finishing third was New York Mats, 2:01-1. Celebrity Stocks, the 2-year-old colt by Market Report out of Pumps by Brett Hanover, owned by Celebrity Farms of Goshen, New York. Conditioned by Larry Fisher and driven to victory by Sam Chip Noble III. 2:01-1 in his debut. Here they are for the first one is Black Gold, owned and driven by Willard Miller. The 2 is Captain Kiss, owned by Jerry Zossel and Kathy Ratcliffe. Sandy Beatty is up. 3 is Foxtrot Nova, owned by Fred Long. The driver is Ron Steck. From post 4, it's Miss Mac Can Do, owned by Dave McLean with Chip Noble. 5 is Mr. Cosmos, owned by Donald Coate with Jeff Nysanger. 6, Ultimo Mac, owned by McQuillan and Clemens, Bob Harper. The 7 is Rhinestone Ring and Bell, owned by Ryan and Ryan. Brett Miller is up. 8 is Just a Chip, owned by Homestock Farm with Dave Hawk. 9 is Parley-Hoo, owned by Schultz and Fishbaugh with Jim Daly. And the 10, just coming out of the paddock, is She's a Lucky Copy, owned by Shelva Jean Evans with Greg Grismore. And post time for the first race is in less than 1 minute. Trotters are in the backstretch. And there they go. And they're off. A pair of breakers at the start. One Black Gold well before they began. Miss Mac Can Do is now on a break. And from the outside, Rhinestone Ring and Bell, quick to begin. There from between horses, Mr. Cosmos, Fox trotting over nearest the rail. 2.5 lengths back to Captain Kiss in fourth. She's a Lucky Copy fifth to the inside of Just a Chip in sixth position. 2 back to Ultimo Mac. Miss Mac Can Do is charging back up after that miscue. And then it's Parley-Hoo and Black Gold. Moving to Ed Stretch, it's Brad Miller and Rhinestone Ring and Bell on the lead in 31-1 as they parade in front of the stands. Rhinestone Ring and Bell leads it. Here's Nysanger and Mr. Cosmos up on the outside. Along the rail, Foxtrot Nova is gapped in third. Then it's a span of 3 lengths back to Captain Kiss. Just a Chip is parked out, 7 off the tempo sitter. And then it's She's a Lucky Copy. Going off stride again, Miss Mac Can Do. Followed by Ultimo Mac. 2 back to Parley-Hoo and Black Gold. Rounding the turn on their way to halftime, Rhinestone Ring and Bell leads it. Mr. Cosmos hung out second. Foxtrot Nova a ground-saving third in 101 flat. Along the rail, Captain Kiss with clearance in fourth. She's a Lucky Copy fifth. Just a Chip is off stride. Ultimo Mac is next. 2.5 back to Parley-Hoo. 5 back to the pair of breakers, Black Gold and Miss Mac Can Do. Midway through the backstretch with less than 3/8 of a mile left to race, it's Rhinestone Ring and Bell. To her flank on the outside is Mr. Cosmos. Just in behind, Foxtrot Nova. Captain Kiss is off the rail and looking to be launched 3 wide. Then we have She's a Lucky Copy, who's out in the center of the track looking to rally, followed by Parley-Hoo, Ultimo Mac, and Just a Chip in 132 flat. Moving around to head stretch, Rhinestone Ring and Bell a half length in front. Captain Kiss 3 wide. Mr. Cosmos trying to hang tough. Foxtrotting over is going to try to rally up the passing lane. She's a lucky copy on the far outside as they trot through the stretch. Rhinestone Ring and Bell is under a drive. Captain Kiss is closing on the outside. Foxtrotting over, followed by Just a Chip who recovers on the far outside. Rhinestone Ring and Bell, Captain Kiss, and Just a Chip. Those three at the wire together. To Chip, Pine Chip Stallion, 5 years old, out of Spinning Rod by Supergill, owned by the Homestock Farm, trained by Richard Wagers. This victory in 2:03-2 is the first of the season for Just a Chip. Miss Scoot, owned by Colors and Hope, Tom Hope drives. 2 is Sunshine Erin, owned by Ken Thompson with David Myers. 3 is Summer in Arizona, owned by Ronald and Douglas Breckler with Chip Noble. 4 is Plainfield, races for Thomas Carroll and is driven by Jamie Dunlap. 5 is Stone Cold Siren, owned by James Hess with Trent Tharps. 6, Lucy with the Eyes, owned by Thomas Polton with Ty Van Roden. 7 is Sparkling Sabra, owned by George Irvin. She's driven by Jim Daly. 8 is Phoenix Flyer, owned by Gilliland and Thompson Dave Hawk. 9, Darla's Girl, under lease to Darla Gaskin with Ron Steck. 10 is Gotta Go Samantha, owned by Rebecca Green, the driver Jeff Nysonger. Post time is now in 6 minutes. They're lined up for the start of the second. And they're off. Plainfield and Stone Cold Siren leave as a team. Forwardly placed are both Summer in Arizona. Sunshine Erin at the rail. Driving up the late leaver Phoenix Flyer on the outside is 5th. Followed by Lookout Miss Scoot at the rail in 6th. It's a gap of 2 to Gotta Go Samantha. Lucy with the Eyes and Sparkling Sabra is last of the 9. Moving Ed Stretch and Jamie Dunlap and Plainfield make the top, opening up by 2 on Summer in Arizona second. Relegated to third, Stone Cold Siren at the opening quarter in 29-4. Coming past the stands for the first time and going off stride, the 5 Stone Cold Siren. It's Plainfield leading the way. Plainfield by a margin of 3. Summer in Arizona tracks her from second. Phoenix Flyer ducks back down to the inside third, leaving Lookout Miss Scoot to range up first over. Then we come to Sunshine Erin, followed by Gotta Go Samantha, who's chasing cover. Lucy with the Eyes down along the rail, Sparkling Sabra up alongside, and 10 lengths back to Stone Cold Siren. Over to halftime, it's Plainfield cutting out the fractions 101 and 2. Off the turn down the backstretch, Plainfield by 2. Lookout Miss Scoot, first over on a gain from second. Followed by Summer in Arizona, who's gapped a length at the rail in third. Second over, Gotta Go Samantha, 3 off the lead in fourth. Along the rail, Phoenix Flyer is locked in 5th. Third over, Sparkling Sabra circles off the cover of Gotta Go Samantha and is now 3.5 off the lead and gaining ground. 2.5 more to Lucy with the Eyes. Sunshine Erin is dropped back to second last, and the trailer after the break, Stone Cold Siren, 131 flat. Moving around to head stretch, it's Plainfield. Here comes Sparkling Sabra up into second position. Summer in Arizona draws a closer third, and those three look to dispute it as they bend off the turn and drive through the stretch. It's Sparkling Sabra taking over the lead. Late pace Summer in Arizona. Plainfield is weary and dropping back at the rail, but Sparkling Sabra is well clear in the final yards and drawing away. Sparkling Sabra, Summer in Arizona, Plainfield third. Sparkling Sabra is back in the winner's circle. She's a sophomore daughter of Expensive Scooter out of Buxatross by Albatross, owned by George Urban, trained by Dan Wiseman, and driven to victory by Jim Daly in 2:01, her first lifetime score. One is Gentle Sam, owned by Messler and Daly. Jim Daly is up. 2 is K.A. Sunrise, owned by Ehrenberg and Yaney. Bob Harper. 3 is Presidential Sugar, owned by the Sugar Knoll Farms with Greg Grismore. 4 is Cornice, owned by Mike Kimmelman with Dave Hawk. 5 is Guy Thing, owned by McCoy, Worth, and Ridgely. Sandy Beatty. 6, the Upsetter, owned by Gilmore, Rogers, and Batchy. Rick Heitman. 7, Rigidorous, races for the Newcastle stable, and Chip Noble is aboard. 8 is Chicago Trick, owned by Don Ray with Jack Daly. 9, Penny to Win, owned by Alice Kidd with Darren Mauser. And the 10 is Western Playboy, owned by Francis and Milton Schloss with Jeff Fout. 7 minutes. Pacers are lined up for the third. And they're off. Guy Thing takes the lead, pressed from the inside by Gentle Sam. Cornice up close between horses. They're 3 wide entering the turn. Coming away from the second tier in fourth is Western Playboy, 2 clear of K.A. Sunrise. Then it's Presidential Sugar, followed next by the Upsetter. Rigidorous is third last to Chicago Trick, and Penny to Win, a bit slow at the start, is trailing the field about 15 lengths off the pace setter, and that pace setter is now Guy Thing. Sandy Beatty and Guy Thing drive on to take command in 28 and 4, but they're soon to be joined on the outside by Jeff Fout and Western Playboy. Just in behind, racing in third position now is Cornice. Then it's a gap of 2.5 lengths back to Gentle Sam in fourth. 3 more to the spread out remaining field. K.A. Sunrise, Presidential Sugar, the Upsetter, Rigidorous, Chicago Trick, and Penny to Win. Rounding the turn on their way to halftime, it's Guy Thing now on the lead. Guy Thing by just over a length. Western Playboy under urging first over in second. Cornice in the pocket third, followed by Gentle Sam in fourth. K.A. Sunrise. Presidential Sugar comes to the outside, and the half goes in 59 and 1. Following Presidential Sugar is Rigidorous, and the backfield is in gear now. And then we come to Chicago Trick. The Upsetter is getting shuffled back there, followed by Penny to Win, who's in gear on the outside. 5/16 of a mile remaining as they head for the far turn. It's Guy Thing leading the way 3/4. Presidential Sugar is 3 wide and a bit stalled, as is Western Playboy, except he's in between horses. Cornice is getting the perfect trip at the rail. 3 wide Rigidorous. Chicago Trick is rallying, and way down the inside is Gentle Sam, very bunched up top in 129 and 2. Moving to the head of the stretch, it's Guy Thing leading it. Guy Thing is being chased by Gentle Sam in second. Cornice is under the whip. Late pace on the far outside from Rigidorous, and here he comes. They're all chasing Guy Thing through the stretch. Gentle Sam, here's Rigidorous coming best of all. It's Rigidorous edging clear at the line. Then it was tight for second between Gentle Sam and the Upsetter. Guy Thing was fourth. Rigidorous back to the winner's circle. 2 minutes flat for the 3-year-old bay colt by Precious Bunny out of Alma Lobel by No Nukes on my Newcastle stable, trained by Doug Lowe and driven to victory by Chip Noble. First victory of the season. It's a lifetime best. 2 minutes flat for Rigidorous. $7-1 exacta returns $207 even. The Super 7165, 2,102.40. On the track for the fourth race, just 4 minutes to post time. 1 is out, 2 is Mafioso, owned by the Hatfield Stables. Bud Hatfield up. 3 is TK's Kelsey, owned by Terry Milhone with Bob Harper. 4 is Clark's Goal, owned by Westgate Motors with Bob Chapman. 5 is Cyclonic, owned by Marv Purdy the driver. 6, Kohler Practice, owned by Thomas Stubbs with Ty Van Roden. 7 is Alonda Edna, owned by Robert Smith, Dave Hawk in the bike. The 8 is Dinah's Legacy, owned by Alfred Scherler with Jeff Fout. 9, Laddie's Doll, owned by Mabel Fisher with Larry Fisher. And the 10 is Southbrook Boston, owned by Arnie Elliff with Jack Franklin. Post time in just over 3 minutes. And there they go. And they're off. Off stride before the start was the 8 Dinah's Legacy, and now going off stride the 6 Kohler Practice. TK's Kelsey showing good early speed as expected. Just in behind Mafioso with Cyclonic parked on the outside third. Clark's Goal comes away in fourth, about 4.5 off the leader. And then we have Alonda Edna to the outside of Southbrook Bostow. Next in line is Laddie's Doll. Then 10 lengths back to Kohler Practice, and about a 16th of a mile back to Dinah's Legacy as they trot the head stretch for the first time with your leader, TK's Kelsey, on the point to the quarter in 30 seconds flat. But here comes Mafioso and Hatfield on the outside, and they look to take over the lead as they approach the wire for the first time. Cyclonic is third. Outside Laddie's Doll is moving up from fourth, followed by Clark's Goal locked and shuffled fifth. Southbrook Bostow follows cover in sixth. A smart move by Alonda Edna, who swings to the outside as the second quarter gets back down. Then it's two farther back to Kohler Practice and far back to Dinah's Legacy as they round the turn on their way to halftime. It's Mafioso up top, 101 and 2. Off the turn and down the backstretch. Mafioso by 2.5 lengths. Laddie's Doll looks to be struggling a bit on the outside second, and here comes Southbrook Bostow, looping up 3 wide into contention. Then we have TK's Kelsey with nowhere to go. Yolanda Edna is up on the outside. Cyclonic is about 6 off the lead, racing in 6th position. Then it's the pair of Kohler Practice and Clark's Goal. Distant trailer now is Dinah's Legacy at the 3/4, and Southbrook Bostow is taking off on them now. Leaves Mafioso behind. They're followed by TK's Kelsey, Alonda Edna, and Laddie's Doll in 1. 30 and 4, 29 and 2 on that quarter as they move to head stretch. It's all Jack Franklin and Southbrook Bostow on top by 5 lengths. Mafioso is chasing second. TK's Kelsey and Alonda Edna trotting through the stretch. It's Southbrook Bostow with a comfortable 5-length lead. Mafioso late trot TK's Kelsey, but Southbrook Bostow is well clear coming to the line and defeats Mafioso and TK's Kelsey. Back in the winner's circle was the 10, Southbrook Bostow, third win of the season, 202 and 4 in the slop. A 5-year-old Bostonian gelding out of Professional Lover by Florida Pro, owned by Arnie Elf, trained by Sonny Levesque, driven by Jack Franklin. 10-2 exact. Here they are for race 5. 1 is Village Prince, owned by James Wheeler with Dave Hawk. The 2 is The Jack Bull, owned by Arthur McCrae with Jack Daly. 3 is Shine Towel, owned by White Creek Stable, Michael Dieters. The 4 is Hogan Highlight, races for the partnership of Brown, Ridenauer, Henkel, and Highlight Stable, Greg Grismore. 5, Cody Nobleland Bob, owned by Bob Jordan with Bill Long Jr. 6, Night Express, owned by Ehrenberg and Neff, Joe Adamski. 7 is Tupac, owned by John Gilliland. Bob Harper is up. The 8 horse is Fast Lane Zane, owned by Ron Posty with Brett Miller. 3 minutes. Post time for the 5th race. Gate is rolling and the field is moving through the turn. Freshman Pacers getting set for the start. And they're off. Going off stride the 1, Village Prince. Village Prince is on a break. It's Hogan Highlight headed out for the lead. Shine Towel is also up close. Then it's a gap of 2 to the Jack Bull, who comes away in third. Next in line is Cody Nobleland Bob. Night Express moves up from alongside. Then it's 3 farther back to Tupac, followed by Fast Lane Zane, and then about 3.5 lengths back to the trailer, Village Prince, who recovers and races about 20 off the lead. Rolling to head stretch, and it's Night Express pacing up on the outside to take over command in 30 and 3. Coming past the stands for the first time, Night Express works to clear the top. Hogan Highlight, Shine Towel is driving on early. Then it's a gap of 5, and we come back to the Jack Bull, who is 4 clear of Cody Nobleland Bob. And then it's Tupac, Fast Lane Zane, and Village Prince as they race around the turn on their way to halftime. Another new leader, it's Shine Towel and Mike Dieters. They're in command by 2. From Night Express in second. Then it's Hogan Highlight in third, and the half goes in 1 minute and 1. A break of 3.5 lengths farther back to the Jack Bull in fourth, and that one is well clear of Cody Nobleland Bob. Then it's Tupac, Fast Lane Zane with a long way to come, and Village Prince is last. They're racing in 2 flights of 4 as they move midway through the backstretch with Shine Towel on the lead. It's Shine Towel, but charging up out of the 3-hole is Hogan Highlight to challenge. 2.5 lengths back to Night Express in third, followed by the Jack Bull, who comes to the outside fourth, but still has 4 to make up. 3/4, 1:30 and 4. Moving around to head stretch, and it's Hogan Highlight trying to wear down pace setter Shine Towel. Night Express is third, dropping back to the inside. The Jack Bull is fourth, and they turn for home now. And it's Shine Towel gamely fighting off a challenge from Hogan Highlight. Gap of 3, Night Express and the Jack Bull, but Hogan Highlight now has the better of Shine Towel and draws away. It's Hogan Highlight debuting in winning fashion. Getting up for second, Night Express. Shine Towel was third. Hogan Highlight comes back to the winner's circle. A winner in 1:59 and 2. Impressive in the slop in his first career start. He's a 2-year-old brown colt by Matt Scooter out of the No Nukes mare Sincere Ironstone. Races for the partnership of Brown, Ridenauer, Henkel, and the Highlight stable. Trained by Brian Brown and driven by Greg Grismore. Rundown for race 5. Village Prince was 8th. The Jack Bull 4th. Six-race field is on the track. Fillies and mares in the open trot. 1 is Rompaway Stacy, owned by Rompaway Farms with Frank O'Mara. The 2 is Darn Proud, owned by Anthony Longo with Joe Adamski. 3 is Priceless Moment, owned by Wallace and Buckner, Jeff Fowd. 4, Overcharmer, owned by Kisoon Lavelle with Dave Hawk. 5, Charmaine, is owned by Bartley and Bartley, Ron Stack. 6, Cinder Shar, owned by Rosemary Durham with Jim Daly. 7 is CC Spirit, owned by Sugar Knoll Farms with Greg Grismore. 8, Mini Miracle, is owned by Bob Sidley with Jamie Dunlap, and the 9 horse is Rachel's Rival, owned by the Bulliard Farm of Indiana with Jeff Bulliard. They're lined up in the backstretch and approaching the start for race 6. Distaff trotters are sent on their way and going off stride. The 4, Overcharmer. Good speed from the center by Charmaine. Rachel's Rival shows good foot from the outside, and Rompaway Stacy comes away in third. 2.5 back, and Mini Miracle well placed there, dropping into the gap in fourth. 3 more to Darn Proud, followed next by Priceless Moment, and then it's Cinder Shar, CC Spirit, and far back the trailer is Overcharmer. But as they trot the head stretch, it's Rachel's Rival carving out the early fractions. She reports to the quarter in 28 and 4. Coming past the stands, Rachel's Rival up top by 2. Being tracked by Charmaine in second. 2 back, Rompaway Stacy is third. 2.5 more, Mini Miracle is fourth. Span of 3, Darn Proud. Priceless Moment is hustled to the outside and will give cover to Cinder Shar. Next in line is CC Spirit, who has about 15 lengths to make up, and the distant trailer remains Overcharmer. Rounding the turn on their way to halftime, it's Rachel's Rival leading the way. Rachel's Rival is at the half station in 59 and 3. Off the turn and down the backstretch, Rachel's Rival by just over a length. Here comes Rompaway Stacy first over and gaining ground in second. Charmaine along the rail is racing in third. Mini Miracle moves out to follow cover in fourth. Third over fifth is Priceless Moment. Cinder Shar with a 3-wide rally from the back of the pack. Then it's Darn Proud and CC Spirit. The top 8 are covered by 5 lengths as they approach the 3/4. It's Rachel's Rival holding Rompaway Stacy at bay. The lead is a length and a quarter. 1:28 and 4. Moving around to head stretch. Rachel's Rival by just over a length. Charmaine in the pocket. Romp away Stacy between horses. Sent up 3 wide, Mini Miracle. Cinder Shar is 4 wide. Priceless Moment in behind a wall of horses as they trot through the stretch. And they're all chasing Rachel's Rival through the final 16th. Charmaine out of the pocket. Late trot, Darn Proud outside Cinder Shar. But it's Rachel's Rival home on top. Finishing second was Charmaine. Cinder Shar up for third. Rachel's Rival, her second straight score against this company, and her second win on the season. The mile time, 1:58.2. She's a 5-year-old brown mare by Striking Sabra out of Monade by Arndon, owned by the Bulliard Farm of Indiana, trained and driven by Jeff Bulliard. Trophy in this one being presented by representatives of the Mechanical Contractors Association, and we welcome them to the races tonight. 9.5 exacted, comes back 5:90.40. Try 956, 5,006, 40. $1 pick 3 of 3 correct. You get rewarded to the tune of $631.80. Here they are for the 7th. 1 is We Be Lee, owned by Stroll Stable, Bob Arnett. 2 is Don't Back Down, owned by Brookends 5 Racing, Ron Steck. 3 is Town Chief, owned by Louis Gorgie, with Brett Miller. The 4 is Southern Fame, owned by Chester Alt, the driver Jeff Fout. 5, Cruisin' Sabra, owned by Beverly Bushelman, with Dave Hawk. 6, Achille Willie, owned by Barbara King, Bill Long Jr. 7 is Powerhouse Sabra, owned by Runyon, Springer, and Cole, Chip Noble. 8 is the gray Cam's Log Splitter, owned by Kruger, Schultz, and Green, Bob Harper. 9, Scootin' Duke, races for Josh Green, Jeff Nysonger aboard. And the 10 is Dandy Lookin', owned by Patricia Dingledine with Jim Daly. Seventh race field lined up in the backstretch, and there they go. And they're off. Cruisin' Sabra, We Be Lee. Southern Fame looks to back off in third. Powerhouse Sabra comes away on the outside fourth. Don't Back Down is fifth by 3. And then we have Town Chief dropping in just in front of Dandy Lookin'. Then it's Cam's Log Splitter, a length and a half clear of Achille Willie. And back trailing the field is Scootin' Duke as they move to the head of the stretch for the first time. We Be Lee, Cruisin' Sabra, those two are contesting it as they pass the opening quarter in 29 seconds flat. Coming past the stands for the first time, and Dave Hawk and Cruisin' Sabra take the lead, open up by 2, but Bob Arnett looks to retake with We Be Lee. Don't Back Down, pacing up strong on the outside third. Southern Fame skims the cones in fourth. Rail Ride for Powerhouse Sabra fifth, 5 off the lead, very patient there. Then 2 back to Town Chief, followed by Dandy Lookin', Cam's Log Splitter, and then a 5-length gap farther back to the pair of trailers Achille Willie, who is just in front of Scootin' Duke. They reach the half in 58-1. Solid fractions as they round the turn into the backstretch. It's We Be Lee, a half length in front, taking pressure from Don't Back Down on the outside. Cruisin' Sabra gapped the length, retreating along the rail in third. Southern Fame underway the outside fourth. Powerhouse Sabra starts to pick it up from mid-pack, is only 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then we come 3.5 lengths farther back. The Town Chief, Dandy Lookin' up alongside. Cam's Log Splitter rallying on the far outside. They're approaching 3/4. We Believe fighting off a challenge from Don't Back Down. Southern Fame just in behind. Powerhouse Sabra cranking it up 3 wide. 1:28-1 for 3/4. A round ahead stretch. We Believe leads at a half length. Powerhouse Sabra, the major danger. Southern Fame is third. Don't Back Down drops out of it. Cam's Log Splitter with good pace on the far outside. Driving through the stretch. We Believe is digging deep. Powerhouse Sabra is closing on the outside. Southern Fame at the rail. Cam's Log Splitter won't get there. It's We Believe in front. Then it was time for second. Powerhouse Sabra or Southern Fame. Back to the winner's circle is We Believe. First victory for the threefold colt out of Lomont We Brett by Brett Hanover, owned by the Stroll and Stable of Marion, trained and driven by Bobby Arnett. 158-1 for We Believe. One seven exact is 60-60. Try 174, $260. They are for the eighth. One is Final Eclipse, owned by Dan and Patty Crebahan. Don Feaster up. The two is Sinina Baby, owned by John Howman with Brett Miller. Number three, Over Charming Lady, is owned by Adkins, Morrison, Adkins, and Henshin. Sandy Beatty. For Brittany Lee, owned by Roger Plummer, the driver Rick Heitman. 5 is Fun Message, owned by Gherkin and Sweet, Dave Hawk. 6, Silky Sue, under lease to Ruth Haynes, the driver Keith Haynes. 7 is Abs Motion, owned by Be Sweet Farm, the driver Bob Harper. 8 is Bid for Sunshine, owned by Gary Reynolds, with Dan Reynolds up. The 9 is Chips Fly, owned by Mullinax and DeTore, Mike Allen. 10 is Action Photos, owned by Conrad and Schnaut, Chip Noble. Post time is in just 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes until post time. The Tronners for the 8th race are lined up and set to go. And they're off. Silky Sue is headed out for command. Up close from the inside, Sinina Baby, and Over Charming Lady will come away in third. It's a gap of 2 farther back, and we have Final Eclipse to the inside of Brittany Lee. On a run out in the center of the track is Fun Message. Then down along the rail, it's Action Photos, followed by Bid for Sunshine. Another length and a half more to Abs Motion, followed by Chips Fly. And also making a break on the turn was Silky Sue. And that leaves it up to Sinina Baby and Brett Miller. They lead to the corner in 30 seconds flat. Sinina Baby by a length. Here comes an early challenge from Brittany Lee and Rick Heitman on the outside. And they look to brush to the lead as they approach the wire for the first time. 2.5 back, Over Charming Lady is third to the inside of Final Eclipse, who's being urged along and moving first over in 4th position. Next in line, Action Photos moves out to pick up cover in 5th. And then it's the trio of Bid for Sunshine, Silky Sue at the rail. Abs Motion is up alongside, a gap of 5 lengths farther back, and we come to Chips Fly and 2 back to the early breaker, Fun Message. Half, 1 minute and 2. Off the turn and down the back stretch. On the inside, Brittany Lee now hands off to Final Eclipse, and Don Feaster quickly kicks clear by 3 lengths. Action Photos takes up the chase on the outside second as Brittany Lee retreats at the rail in third. Bid for Sunshine comes onto the scene on the outside in 4th, followed by Sinina Baby, who's been shuffled back and is locked in 5th. Up alongside in 6th is Abs Motion, followed by Over Charming Lady, and then it's Silky Sue. 2 back to Fun Message, and Chips Fly is last in 1:30-2. A round-ahead stretch. Final Eclipse a half length. Action Photos pressuring between horses. 3 wide. Bid for Sunshine is trotting well. Then 2.5 lengths farther back to Brittany Lee, Abs Motion, and Sinina Baby. They're off the turn and in the stretch. Final Eclipse on the inside is digging down deep. Here comes Bid for Sunshine on the outside. Action Photos there between horses. 3 of them fighting it out as they come to the wire. Action Photos on the outside gets up. Then it was tied for second, either Final Eclipse or Bid for Sunshine. Track photographer Barry Conrad, a rare occurrence here. He's in the picture this time around. Action Photos. We co-owns along with Harold Schnaut. Scores here in 2 minutes and 3. That's a lifetime best for this 5-year-old bay gelding by Speed in Action out of Suflo by South Bend. Winning trainer is Ann Hildebrand, and the winning driver is Chip Noble. It's up an official of 10-1 exact to $54.20. The try 10-1-8, 416.60. Field is on the track for race 9 with 5 minutes to post time. The 1 is Hot Rod Jack on by Bowman Napoli. Jack Franklin drives. 2 is Reasonable Doubt on by Lehman and Manning. Dave Hawk. 3 is Tricky Surprise on by Dick Brooks with Greg Grismore. 4 is Willie Hunter on by Virgil Hunter, the driver Jeff Nysonger. 5 is out. 6 is Meadowland Merlin owned by Hoovler and Metters, Jamie Dunlap. 7 is Pragmatic owned by Gregory Hartsook with Chip Noble. The 8 is Grumpy Gramps owned by Adrian Fitzgerald, Kyle Ader. 9, He Demands Sam owned by Wirtz and Lewis with Mark Winters. And the 10 is Set the Magic Trap owned by John Sugar with Hugh Beatty Jr. The gate swings into the backstretch, and there they go. And they're off. Pair of insiders leave. Hot Rod Jack, Reasonable Doubt to his outside. They're in tandem as they head for the far turn the first time. Tricky Surprise settles away in third. A gap of 2. Set the Magic Trap is fourth. As Willie Hunter backs into a hole in fifth, and it's Meadowland Merlin, followed by Pragmatic, Grumpy Gramps, and the back marker is He Demands Sam. Moving around to the end of the stretch for the first time, and Reasonable Doubt wins the early fight for command, puts Hot Rod Jack in the pocket, 28-2. Passing the stands, it's Reasonable Doubt. From Hot Rod Jack in second, Tricky Surprise third. 2.5 lengths farther back to Set the Magic Trap in fourth. Willie Hunter is first over on the outside, fifth. Moving out to pick up cover, Meadowland Merlin flows with it in sixth. Then 3 back to Pragmatic to the inside of Grumpy Gramps, and 4 lengths back to He Demands Sam as they round the turn on the way to halftime with Reasonable Doubt on the lead. Reasonable Doubt is the pace setter by just over length. Hot Rod Jack along the rail, second half in 59-2. First over grind for Willie Hunter on the outside, 3rd and 2 off the lead. Meadowland Merlin moving second over in 4th position, comes onto the scene with 2.5 to make up. Tricky Surprise is locked in at the rail in 5th. 3rd over in 6th is Grumpy Gramps, followed by Set the Magic Trap, Pragmatic, and He Demands Sam. 7 lengths cover the field with 5/16 of a mile remaining. They head for the far turn. It's Reasonable Doubt by 2. Hot Rod Jack draws a closer second. Willie Hunter, never a serious challenger, begins to fade between horses. Tricky Surprise will look for the passing lane. 3 deep on the turn is Meadowland Merlin with a long way to come. And Grumpy Gramps is circling up 4 wide. 1:28-1 as they make their way into the stretch. And leading from the get-go, Reasonable Doubt, it's 3 lengths. Hot Rod Jack is all out but getting no closer. Late pace Tricky Surprise. Outside Grumpy Gramps flattened out a bit, but it's Reasonable Doubt going all the way to score. Tricky Surprise second, Grumpy Gramps just getting up for third. Double tonight for Dave Hawk. He scores with Reasonable Doubt, a sophomore colt, a son of Falcon Almhurst, out of the storm damage mare Clear Evidence, owned by the partnership of Lehman and Manning, trained by Jim Arledge Jr. Second victory of the season, and a lifetime mark of 158 for Reasonable Doubt. 2-3 exact, it comes back 21.60. The trifecta 238, 190.80. 10th race field. 1 is Equitability, owned by Mark Grismore, the driver Greg Grismore. 2 is Downwind Penske, owned by Kathy Hawk with Dave Hawk. 3 is Shelby Swinger, owned by Robert Davis, driver Tony Hall. Out of post 4, Bye Bye Sydney, races for Kim Dingledine. Jim Daly, the trainer, is up. 5 is Nero's Trojan, owned by Michael Wilson, Roy Wilson. 6, Our Little Loglo, owned by Smackdown Stable with Todd Jones. 7 is Canvas Back Number, owned by Ron Barker, the driver Bob Harper. The 8 is D. Felice, owned by Jerome Grogan with Jack Daly. 9 is Innisbrook, owned by John Perrin with Chip Noble. And the 10 is KB Skippy, owned by Eddie Blair, the driver Brett Miller. Post time is in 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes until post time. Claiming Pacers are lined up, and there they go. And they're off. Shelby Swinger is headed for the top. Equitability in early contention. There's D. Felice from the far outside. Downwind Penske up close 4th, followed by Innisbrook alongside 5th. KB Skippy from the inside 6th. The gap of 2.5 further back to Bye Bye Sydney, Our Little Loglo, Nero's Trojan. And back trailing the field is Canvas Back Number as they pace ahead stretch for the first time. It's Equitability leading Shelby Swinger by just over a length. Sitting the pocket is Downwind Penske at the quarter. A fast 27-2. Coming past the stands for the first time, Equitability leads the way. Downwind Penske traveling along in the pocket second. It's been a rough journey so far for Shelby Swinger, who is parked first over. Then it's KB Skippy, boxed in at the rail in fourth position. Second over, D. Felice is racing in fifth. Next is Innisbrook to the inside of Nero's Trojan. Bye Sydney, canvasback number, and Our Little Loglow. Rounding the turn to halftime, it's the veteran Equitability leading the way as they pass the half in 58-1. Equitability, Shelby Swinger trying to re-rally on the outside. Downwind Penske getting the perfect trip in the pocket, and KB Skippy is back to fourth. Gapping the cover on the outside, D. Felice is fifth. Nero's Trojan sent up 3 wide and sixth with 4.5 to make up. Followed by Innisbrook, canvasback number, Bye Sydney, and Our Little Loglow. They're approaching the 3/4. It's Equitability on top of length. Shelby Swinger is hanging tough first over. Downwind Penske's in the pocket and ranging up on the extreme outside. Here comes canvasback number with Nero's Trojan. 127-4. Moving around to head stretch, it's Equitability leading the way, looping up 4 wide, canvasback number on the far outside. Then it's Downwind Penske, Shelby Swinger, Nero's Trojan, and Our Little Loglow late pace. Canvasback number powers in the lead and opens up. Equitability back to second, Downwind Penske third, but coming to the line, it's all canvasback number drawing away. Equitability second, Downwind Penske third. Number back to the winner's circle for the third time in 5 attempts this season, 157-3. A 6-year-old bay gelding by Tyler's Mark out of Here's My Number by Harold J., owned and trained by Ron Barker of Chillicothe and driven by Bob Harper. 7-1 exact at 207.20, try 7-1-2, 552.80. The 1 is Rob D. Hanover, owned by Sean Barker with Dave Hawk. The 2 is Supermercado, owned by Billy Sanders, driver Jamie Dunlap. 3 is Quality Tar, owned by William Klein III, the driver Tony Hall. 4 is GR's Dignitary, under lease to Roy Wilson, and he drives. 5 is out. 6 is Treasure Crest, owned by John Perrin with Jeff Nysonger. 7 is Town Dog, owned by Alice Kidd with Darren Mauser. 8 is BMW Bluegrass, owned by Asher Racing Stable, Jimmy Wisman up. 9 is out. 10 is Velvet Thunder, owned by Russell Dalton with Tony Rose. 3 minutes, post time in just 3. Gate is rolling. There they go. And they're off. There goes GR's Dignitary out for the lead. The trio just in behind that one. Rob D. Hanover, Town Dog, BMW Bluegrass is driving on. And then we come down to Velvet Thunder, Supermercado, Quality Tar is next, and 2 back to Treasure Crest. Moving around to the head of the stretch for the first time, and Jimmy Wisman takes BMW Bluegrass to the lead. Opening up 2 on GR's Dignitary in second, Rob D. Hanover third. Town Dog is fourth, and they're by the quarter in 29-1. Coming in front of the stands for the first time, making the early pace, it's BMW Bluegrass by a length and a quarter. GR's Dignitary drafting along second, 2 back. Rob D. Hanover, the rail ride in third. Town Dog peeks to the outside fourth, and now gives cover to Quality Tar in fifth. Along the rail, Velvet Thunder is sixth. Then 3 back to Treasure Crest, and 2 back to Supermercado, who trails the field. Over to the half-mile pole. On the lead, BMW Bluegrass in 59-4. BMW Bluegrass, your leader by just over a length. GR's Dignitary, the good trip in second. Town Dog, first over Journey on the outside third. Rob D. Hanover hemmed along the rail in fourth, followed by Quality Tar, who's urged along to keep up with the cover in fifth. Along the inside, Velvet Thunder sixth. Treasure Crest is seventh. Supermercado has a long way to come, and Jamie Dunlap angles that one to the outside. They're approaching three quarters. It's BMW Bluegrass still leading the way. GR's Dignitary, Rob D. Hanover, Town Dog relents in 129. Bound for the head of the stretch. It's BMW Bluegrass just over a length. GR's Dignitary looks to come out of the pocket second. Rob D. Hanover third. Town Dog a fading fourth, and Velvet Thunder is fifth. They're in the stretch. And it's BMW Bluegrass. Under the whip leads it by 2. GR's Dignitary is trying to close with Rob D. Hanover. It is outside, but BMW Bluegrass is drawing away. Rob D. Hanover second, GR's Dignitary third, Velvet Thunder was fourth. Jimmy Wishman scores with BMW Bluegrass, the fourth victory on the season, 158-4. The St. 8-year-old chestnut gelded son of Fortune Ritchie out of Sinope Bluegrass by Sir Carlton, owned by Asher Racing Stable, South Lebanon. Carla Asher trains. Jimmy Wishman up. Eight one exact at 2080, Super 8-1 410, 223.60, and 3 of 3 in the pick 3 returns 249 even.